This training video is brought to you by K-Alliance. K-Alliance provides high-quality instructor-led training videos for desktop, IT, and soft skills. Visit us online at www.kalliance.com to sign up for your free 7-day trial. Be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you for watching, and we hope you learned something new. Real videos, real learning, real success.
So in this demo, what I want to do is show you the web deploy tool as a great way of putting together an application package for redeployment through templates. So first, let's go ahead and bring up the VMM console. I want to take a look at those application profiles again in just a little bit more detail. So if I come in here and I say create an application profile, and let's just say it was called Web App 1. And if I come over here under application configuration, we can add application packages into here and scripts. So these are things that are going to be deployed along with a virtual machine. So the assumption in this example is that I'm going to deploy a virtual machine that has, let's say, a Windows Server 2008 operating system and has the IIS role installed. Now, along with that role, we want to add application code or an application package. And so when I come in here and I say, well, what kind of application package do I want? You can see there are a number of different kinds that we can incorporate that will be deployed along with the operating system of the virtual machine. So right now I'm looking specifically at a web application, but there are other types of application packages as well. So here's the web application, and I'm just going to say that it was called Web App 1, and you can see right here I have to browse for an application package. Now there are a few in here already, but notice where I'm browsing. I'm browsing from the library. This is the only place you can look. It does not let you upload something directly from a hard drive. It doesn't let you sort of browse your file shares. It's very specifically the only things you're going to see in here are web application packages, usually they're in a .zip form, web application packages that have already been indexed into the library. So let's go ahead and click OK on that one. And we'll see there are some settings that go along with that web application package, and it has that information because it's actually reading inside of the package. If I click Properties, I can see some additional values related to those settings. So pretty straightforward. If I were to click OK, you can see that I just created an application profile that then I could associate with one of my virtual machine templates to be deployed. Now, assuming it runs on an application that runs on IIS, IIS would have to be there. That's not contained in this package. Now, how do we actually get those packages? Let's bring up in our admin tools, let's go to the IIS Manager, Internet Information Services Manager. And this is our web server. Now, this doesn't have to be on the same server as VMM by any means. This would actually be whatever your application is that you want to make a redeployable package out of. One of the ways that you can get that package, besides developing it in Visual Studio, is we can come here and we can take a look at existing applications that have been installed on an IIS server. After you download and install Web Deploy, you could go to one of your websites. Like, let's say the application that I'd like to redeploy is this WSUS application. You can right-click your application and go to Deploy. This right here is the Web Deploy tool. You wouldn't see this if you hadn't already installed Web Deploy. And what I would say is I want to export an application. So all of the code that is associated, all of the subfiles and file system elements and code elements and application properties and settings and configuration related to this application and all of its directories will be exported as a part of this process. So I'm going to deploy and export. That's going to bring up for us a wizard that allows us to sort of make some choices about what it is about that web application that we would like to capture. So we can see that we want to capture file system content. We want to actually create an application and bring along. You can see it's a .NET version 2 based application. We can take a look at the file system settings. We can even go into some advanced settings to configure certain elements about the web application itself. And even individual components. If I click Manage Components, you can see I've got a number of components in here, and I could add others if I needed to. Move them around, change their order as necessary. Now let's go ahead and hit Next. There are some parameters that were included or exported. If I wanted to add parameters, I could, and define all of the parameter settings here. Click Next, and then I got to specify a path. So let's go ahead and hit Browse. And I'll just go ahead and dump it into a folder called Files. Call it Web App 1 if that's what I'm exporting, whatever I want to call it so I can find it. You can see that the save as type will be of a zip file. And we'll go ahead and hit Next, and it's going to go ahead and create and generate that package. You can see that it was created successfully. I can read the details here about what just happened. I click Finish, and I can minimize that. Now, I won't do it at the moment for the sake of time, but what I might want to do now is go to my library shares, and I would have to copy that zip file into one of these folders. For my library shared folders, I copy it into the folder, and eventually, every hour by default, everything in those folders gets indexed into the database, so that now I could actually create an application profile based on that zip that was just created. So I managed to generate or create a redeployable web application simply by exporting the copy of the application that we had running in IIS already.
We hope you enjoyed this preview video. Please click on the like button below if you did, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Be sure to visit us at www.kalliance.com to sign up for your free 7-day trial today. You could learn a lot in a week.